What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another daily drop here on TarHeelIllustrated.com. I'm THI publisher Andrew Jones, and the topic today is North Carolina Tar Heels football. But yeah, both sports really, because I'm going to talk a little bit about the portal and NIL, but I'm going to use former and new quarterback Jacobe Criswell as Exhibit A for this discussion. And I'm going to go in a little bit about Jacolby, because a few of us in the media had a chance to meet with Jacolby last week at the Keenan Football Center. We spent 22 and a half minutes having a discussion with him, and it was a Q&A, but it was a discussion, a lot of questions feeding off of his answers, and it was one of the most fascinating interviews I've ever been involved in 28 years in this business. And it's because it's the first time I've had an opportunity to talk with someone who transferred out of a school, went somewhere else, and came back. And that's one of the things that it really hit me as I was walking away. I was walking toward the elevator on the first floor of the football center, going up to the concourse level to leave, and I'm looking around at all the stuff that they have there. And if you haven't been there, you should check it out. It's pretty cool. And it kind of dawned on me, this is really cool. And he, meaning Jacolby, got an opportunity. I don't want to say to fix a wrong, because it wasn't wrong that he went to Arkansas. It just wasn't the right move, if you will. And he said that. He said, look, I thought Arkansas was home, so I went home. That was after 3 years at Carolina. But then I realized home was Chapel Hill. So he came back, and he made that decision last spring. Now, a spot opened up when Tad Hudson transferred. He probably wouldn't have come back to Chapel Hill if Tad didn't transfer. But, the facilitation of things are the facilitation of things, if you know what I mean. So Jacolby is back. And what I think is really neat is that in covering this sport, in covering college sports for 28 years, there have been quite a few times that I know for a fact, and I'm not going to throw names out there, where a player would transfer to another school and then realize he made a mistake. The grass wasn't greener over here, and they want to go back, but in the previous NCAA rules, they couldn't. Or if they did, they'd have to sit out like 2 years or something crazy like that. He made it very difficult. A lot of kids would move on to somewhere and realize they made a mistake. And then that little small window of opportunity that is called playing college sports is lost, essentially. So for Jacobe Criswell, and he's got 2 more years, by the way, to go to the other side, realize the grass wasn't greener, having an opportunity to come back and spend 2 years in Chapel Hill, whether or not he takes a meaningful snap, it matters, but in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter, in that this is where he wants to be. All the reasons he gave us for why he came back, not what his intentions are, not what the mission is, but why he came back, had nothing to do with throwing the ball on the Keenan Stadium turf. Had nothing to do with going out and beating Duke. Had nothing to do with having a chance to upset Florida State and Tallahassee this year. It had to do with what he called the brotherhood. It had to do with what he called family. It had to do with what he called culture. It had to do with what he described as relationships, plural, lots of people, Mac Brown, other people in the building, teammates, former teammates. He talked to Drake May and Sam Howell about it a lot. He's back. So I think for all the reasons that a lot of us kind of wince at the way college athletics are now, with kids just up and leaving, the NIL influence on kids moving on, to tampering. We heard an allegation at Big 12 Media Day last week about tampering. $600,000 offer for a player before he even left the school. We know what's going on. Mac talks about it. It's clear. I know specific examples where this has happened. Clear, almost specific examples. Not enough that I would report it, but very close. I've heard a lot of stuff, and it happens in high school too, obviously. But the NIL influence has really made this chaotic. Yet, with all the things that you find people that no one ever has a discussion about how great this is, because there are a lot of good elements about the freedom of movement for the kids making money off their name, which they should have been doing all along, all that kind of stuff. But most of the discourse is negative. But the positive is Jacobe Criswell could come back home, home meaning his college home, Chapel Hill. And he's going to graduate with a master's from, he already got his degree. Got his degree this past spring. Or he got his degree. Yeah. So he's a college graduate. He's got 2 more years of eligibility. He's going to have a master's by the time he leaves. He's such a smart guy. He could have more than that or be positioned to close to getting another degree, maybe working toward a second master's, whatever it is. He's a studious guy. He's going to get all that stuff. And he may have a chance to play a lot of meaningful football as well. But I think one of the cool things about the way things are now is when a kid leaves, when they call a school and say, man, I made a mistake, I'm so sorry. Now, in some cases, the door will be open for them to return. Not in all cases, because some of these kids burn bridges. You'd be amazed at how many kids call their former school and want to come back, but they burn bridges. Jacobe Criswell is a grade A dude. He ain't going to burn a bridge. He's back. It's a cool story, whether or not he plays a lot in the next 2 years. From the standpoint of what I'm saying here, doesn't matter. He's where he wants to be. He's where he's comfortable. Although he's wearing number 12 now, not number 6. You got to get used to that. But that's one of the very good things that no one's really talking about the new rules in college athletics for basketball, football, baseball, whatever. You can come back. That's a cool thing. And I am glad that he's back. He's a smart guy. He's a decent guy to talk to. I think he's an asset to that room. And I'll do another drop later on about, man, look at the experience and the smarts in that room. That's a real smart room. Look it up yourselves. Merdinger, Johnson, Harrell, Criswell. Find me a quartet anywhere in America in the quarterback room that's smarter than this group. I'm talking academically smarter, regular IQ smarter, football IQ smarter, and all that stuff. Jacolby just bolsters it. We're also going to do a drop out. Can you have a 3 quarterback battle for starting spot? We'll do that later on. And camp, by the way, starts in a week and a half. Or actually, this is running on a Monday, so camp starts in 1 week. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. I think this is great. I hope we see more of it. We're seeing guys go from rival to rival. How about leave and come back? You know what? Made a mistake. This is where I want to be. We've all done it in life before. We've all had second thoughts before. Now these college athletes get a chance to live it out. I think it's great. If you've not subscribed to our channel, please do so. Hit like on this video if you love any of these ideas about kids coming back, or just hit like on the video because we want you to hit like on the video. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you get updates every time we upload a video. TarHeelIllustrated.com, $8.33 a month. You can be an insider too. Or if you don't want to get involved in that stuff, there's a way to help keep us going so I can pay the staff more because they're all underpaid. And so we can cover our travel costs, covering recruiting, and we go everywhere the Tar Heels go. It's a business, guys. So people get ticked when I talk about it, but it's true. It's a business. This is what I do for a living. This is what the other guys do. In order for us to continue bringing you the quality and depth and volume of coverage that we have, we need to be able to cover those expenses. So if you care about donating, if you want to donate, go ahead. That's great. We appreciate it. Better if you sign up because you get more bang for your buck if you sign up. That's what we would rather you do. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you stopping by.